What is going on, people? Mr. Phillips here. Are you ready? This is your first EdPuzz! Yay! Let's take a picture. I'm going to point out just a few key pieces, bits, and things, especially the measurement part. Oh, let me first mention something about the time. Use the timeline. Check it every day. Make sure you're doing what you need to do for that day to stay on pace. Are there any hardcore deadlines? Yeah, there's one. The end of the quarter. Okay, so what does that mean? That means, like, say if it's Tuesday the 31st and you still have not yet finished the course intro challenge assignment, how many points do you miss? None. You don't miss any. But you have to have everything wrapped up, everything in the assignment, or all the assignments wrapped up in the first quarter by the end of the first quarter. Otherwise, yeah, you will miss points. Stuff and things. All right, communication, email. Now, don't be starting to, send me, Mr. Phillips, like all these nice, polite emails. Dear Mr. Phillips, I hope your day is swell. Sincerely, in all your nice little closings. That's great and all. I want you to, but don't do that and then turn around and send Miss Luptak an email that's like, hey, when are you going to grade this? Or an email to Mr. Smith, fix my grade. No! Come on now. You need to send these proper emails pretty much to everybody now at this point, I guess, other than your friends, but you probably aren't emailing your friend. Ruler stuff, measurements. This ruler will only measure to the eighths, okay? So if you need to measure to the 16ths, this will not do you any good, right? See, look, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are only 8 lines between the inches. Each inch is divided into only 8 pieces, in a sense. Okay, so this would be 5 and 2/8 right here, or in other words, 5 1/4, or 1/4. So as far as this sheet is concerned, this if you grabbed a ruler like this, is doing you no good. You would need to find a ruler like this. See how there are many more lines in between each inch? Each inch is divided into more pieces. In fact, if you count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is divided into 16ths. There you go. So if you're trying to measure 5 and 13/16, you first, of course, go to 5 inches, and then you count 13 lines over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and somebody already marked it. Maybe I did, or somebody a couple years ago. There you go, 5 and 13/16. Ah, GOODJOB, good job, good job. GOOD, I didn't make the cheer squad. This is in centimeters. So if you're trying to measure, 9.3 centimeters, centimeters is divided up into tenths. So if in between each centimeter, 10, 11, 11 to 12, in between each of those is 10 little lines, 1, 2, 3, whatever, I count them up. So 9.3 would be 9 and 3/10. 9 and 3/10. So we go to 9 and then count 3 little lines over, 1, 2, 3. 9 and 3/10. Okay, that's how you do that. 9 and 1, 2, 3 tenths. 9 and 3/10. Okay, 9 and 3/10. That's easy. 9.3. Now, what is 13/16 in decimal? How would you do that? We'll just divide 13 by 16. 13 divided by 16 is 0.8125. So 5 and 13/16 would be 5.8125. Okay, 5.8125. EdPuzz! You need to get at least 60% accuracy on the EdPuzzle questions in order to request follow-up, the assessment. All right. Once you have done that, so let's say you finish this EdPuzz, okay, you get at least 60% accuracy on these questions, and you finish everything else. You got all greens and any conditional formatting and any of the sheets. Then you go to the follow-up request and request follow-up, the follow-up assessment. All right. Remember, this EdPuzz is a combination of things. EdPuzzles are like review. It's review of content, gives you a little more practice with it, hence the questions. And it also reviews, the sheets the working document, right? So this takes the place of that, like that typical day in a normal classroom. It is downpouring outside, and my man, he's just walking, he's strolling, no umbrella. He must be soaked. Anyway, that day when the teacher stands up and is like, all right, kids, get out your worksheets. I can't seem to get the document camera warmed up today, so let's just popcorn read. No, this EdPuzzle takes place of that. You can watch this anytime, as many times as you want. So it's not this one moment in time in which, like, oh, we reviewed it in class today. That's gone and over because I don't have a time machine. No, you could watch this anytime, as many times as you need. All right. When it's time to request follow-up because you think you're ready for it and you have finished everything, you've gotten 60% accuracy on the EdPuzzle questions, go to Classroom, Daily Check, where there's a daily outline, timeline, follow-up request sign-up sheet. So open that up. Go to your class period. Say I am a student named Nurgle Plimchab. I'm requesting follow-up for the course intro challenge. Okay. And then Mr. Phillips, he'll see that, what? And check out all Nurgle's stuff. That he has all greens, he's finished all the working documents or the sheets, is at least 60% accuracy on the EdPuzzle, and is taking care of that. Yeah, and then if all looks good, guess what? Mr. Phillips' response, he's saying, you got follow-up, Nurgle! I love Nurgle. He's such a good, I've had all the Plimchabs. He's the last one. He's a little guy. So yeah, you got follow-up, and then follow-up is Google form. Most often there are two parts. So you get like 2 forms, and I send you the invite to like open up those forms in your Gmail. Okay, so Nurgle's like, wow, yay, this is great, and goes to, I better open up my Gmail, and Nurgle will get them and open them up and start them and do them. Yeah, if there is, say, like something that Nurgle needs to fix, maybe Nurgle got less than 60% on the EdPuzz, Mr. Phillips will mark this as improvements needed, okay, and Mr. Phillips will put in a plus mention here, okay, plus mention to Nurgle. Nurgle's not in the system yet because Nurgle is a new student. Nurgle Plimchab, EdPuzz reset. Okay, Nurgle will see that and be like, oh man, oh shucks, and go back to the EdPuzz, get better than 60%, 60% and better in it. And then once Nurgle fixes that, Nurgle's going to come back here, check the box that says I made improvements, please check again. Mr. Phillips will check it out and be like, I knew Nurgle would come through and take care of that. Change this to you got follow-up and send the follow-up request to Nurgles. Remember, your follow-up scores are the only grades that get recorded. Okay, they're only things that go into the grade book, really. And your final score for a follow-up is an average of your first score and your best score. Okay, so that first attempt matters. That first try, it's as important as any other. Okay, because if you just kind of blow off that first attempt and you don't do so well, you're setting yourself up for a low average. Okay, so make that first one count. And then likewise, if you pursue mastery and get 100%, ultimately, if you miss a couple and you keep on doing better and you get that 100%, that's going to bring up your final average and therefore your grade. Okay, all right, that's a wrap.